A Jacksonville mom is asking police for help after she claims that drivers just continually fly through the stop signs.
Signs roughly a half a mile down the street from Fort Caroline Elementary School.
Nick Perot's on your side speaking with her and saw the same thing happening several times.
The speed limit down University Club near Melissa Laskarzewski's Charter Landing neighborhood is 30 miles an hour. The mother says some are driving that speed limit, but right through a pair of stop signs.
The busiest time is around 2:30 to 3:30 around school time. That's when people really run the stop sign.
Safety for the children is this mother's top concern. 2 of her children are autistic and under the age of 10.
I would like to see it monitored because there are too many people that blow through this stop sign and a child's going to get hit.
She and her husband, David Laskarzewski, say the sheriff's office does patrol University Club at both Fawn Grove Road and Jimcombe Drive stops, but the visits are few and far between.
They'll sit in these people's houses like behind a bush, but it's like you hardly ever see them there.
We wanted to see for ourselves. We set up 4 cameras and waited. Within the first few minutes, you could see some hit the brakes. In the next half hour, though, car after car barely tapping the brakes, while others treated these stop signs like yield signs. In about 45 minutes, nearly a dozen SUVs and cars failed to complete a stop.
Just blatantly disregarding the speed and just going straight through it, and there's kids that cross that road daily, and we're afraid that somebody's going to get hit by a car. We
reached out to the sheriff's office for a list of complaints for the intersection and have yet to hear back. In Arlington, Nick Perot, First Coast News, on your side.